Hey, hey, I am going to wait till my wonderful people get on here today. Just decided to jump on live at the spur of the moment to encourage some of our survivors talking about living with visible and invisible disabilities. I am waiting for a few people to get on here. And it was just kind of encouraged by another survivor just having a conversation about living with being a stroke survivor and things that encourage us or possibly discourage us. Hey, I see a couple of them joining me now. So I'm waiting for Chelsea. I see Betty. If y'all ask me to bring y'all in, here we go. Let's see. I always have complications doing this. Let me see. I see you requested. Give me a second. You got to request too, Chelsea. You have to request to join so I can put you on screen. I see Betty just requested, but for whatever reason, it's taking a second. Let's see. Do I just hit request? Yes, hit request to join. Betty, I selected you. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me see. Here we go. Okay. Where? Now I gotta get it to pop back up. Hold on. I'm doing something wrong. Hey, Chelsea.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I love your nails.
Oh, thank you.
Cute.
Betty's jumping in here with us too. Where's she at? Hey, Betty.
Okay.
Hi,
Hey.
Betty.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Thank you for letting me join you guys.
Yes, definitely. Betty, that hair is cute, girl.
Girl. Oh my gosh. My niece did it. I
Oh,
was like, she rocked it out. And then she
these
curled the
these
bottoms.
young
I
kids
was like,
days. That's great.
It's cute.
Yeah.
thanks.
And the color, too. Like fall
Yeah, she
color.
did a really
Chelsea
beautiful
be, doing, Chelsea be doing her own hair too. I don't listen. I go to the hairdresser, let her do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay for somebody to do my hair than for me to do my hair.
Okay, ladies. So jumping in, I told Chelsea was like, "What we gonna do?" I said, "I'm just gonna jump in," and that's why I hit Betty up like, "Look, we gonna get in here and do this." So we're talking
Love
about
it.
posted a post that basically said, what are thoughts that you may have or that you think people are saying when they look at you as a survivor, whether you're living with a disability or visible or invisible disability? And then in general, we were just having a conversation before we even came on live, just about everything she's been dealing with, moving, just talking about everything in general. So I just wanted to get on here so we can encourage each other and really encourage other survivors about what support looks like. And then speaking of that, because Chelsea said for herself and to encourage other people, she wanted to start a support group.
Love
So
it.
Yeah.
for the first time, Betty, on Thursday, and starting a support group. So we're going to be there to encourage her, but at the same time, I wanted to get on here tonight to just talk. So let's go
I
ahead.
love it. And I think we need that. We need to have people like us around us, that understand what it's like to have visible or invisible disabilities, and for us to really get comfortable in who we are today. And a question I have for both of you is, before we talk about what we think other people might think of us, do you remember the first time they put the full-length mirror in front of you in physical therapy?
Yes.
What did you think of yourself? What was that first initial? I'll share mine. I was in shock. I did not recognize myself at all. I was like, that's not me. You know what I mean? So it was hard for me to even embrace what was going on. And it was so shocking to me that it took a while. And it took a while to really put myself outside of my comfort zone, not hide away, not try to cover it, not try to do any of those things. So I'll let you guys share kind of what your initial thoughts were when you saw your new body.
You know,
You want to go first, Tracy, or should I?
it doesn't matter.
I'll go first. So,
Okay.
okay. So,
Why
when I first saw myself,
Jesse, why'd you just give us sideways? You know you're sideways now.
oh, because I don't want to hold the phone.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Put it down.
There you go.
There you go.
I was trying. Oh no, it's okay, babe. Thank you. There you go.
Okay, so when I first saw myself, I cried.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's not me. This is not. I was a former athlete, you know? So I'm like, this is new. I never even knew what a stroke was until it happened to me. And then after that happened, I saw myself and it was my new life. I went back and looked at old pictures of myself and I'm just comparing my face to then to now. I'm like, that doesn't really look like me. You know, I had 2 dimples. Now I only have 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I still get depressed about that, you know, because it's a life changer. So,
It
and
is.
I learned a lot though from it too, and it changed me for the better.
When did you have your stroke? How long
And
ago?
May 2012, I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I give it to you because as an adult, it was very difficult to handle. I couldn't imagine handling this as a teen. So, like, truly shout out to you. And when I saw you, you know, like encouraging and let's do stroke support, like, you're leading the way and not saying, you know what, this happened to me and now I feel bad about it, but you're leading the way and showing people there is life after stroke and that we can love ourselves and we can love the different body that we're in and still take care of it. And, you know, in my mind, I'm still an athlete. In
Yeah.
my mind, you know, I'm like super strong, you know, and I'm just not letting it hold me back. And I think the first thing that it starts is in the mind. It's all mental. If you shut down mentally, if you say people aren't going to accept me or everyone's judging me, then you're right, you know, because whatever the mind tells you is right, you know, so.
And you can't think negative because if you think negative, that's what you're accepting from others,
Yeah,
negativity. And you don't want to live like that because that could cause stress to your body, and then you just don't become you're not yourself.
right. What did you think, Tracy, when you first saw
okay,
yourself?
I'll tell my part. Then Chelsea, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna throw you out there on something. So that's because I know a little better. But so yeah, when I see myself, first of all, I was a bodybuilder. So seeing myself, I'm trying to tame my tongue to say what I really said because I was like, what? Who the hell is that? Because
Right.
I say I went into the hospital about 160. The day I finally looked at myself in the mirror, I was probably 100 pounds soaking wet. And that's because I wasn't eating. So my muscle, I was all muscle. My muscle had completely eaten my body. I
Yeah.
was like ridiculous. Like I literally did not look like myself. I looked like a starved, supposed to be adult, but I looked like a teenager, like starved, just
Right.
malnutrition. It was out of control. So definitely it was a shocker all the way around. And then
Yeah.
they, oh, you can't walk. So you know my story. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all crazy. I can get up and walk. And I went through that whole phase of so the blessing that I had, I always tell people my faith was the blessing because when they said, oh, you're paralyzed, you're not gonna be able to do this, I was like, the devil's a lie. I won't be a
Right.
I'm gonna show you that. And it goes to say, don't so even when you're saying don't be negative towards yourself, you can't allow other people to be negative to you as well. So
Right.
like that reminds me, even the conference, the women conference I was speaking at this weekend, and I ended off with saying, it just came to me, I ended off with saying, don't let anybody else tell your story. This is your story. You
Mm-hmm.
can change your story, and I will not allow the doctors, a person that doesn't know me, anybody else to say, oh, you're going to be paralyzed, you're stuck like this the rest of your life. The devil is a lie. And if I'm still breathing today, anything could change. So I honestly, I do praise God for the having that faith in me, instilled in me from the day it happened to all the way to now, because if I did not have that faith, I could have been a person to say, okay, went into straight depression and to say, okay, you know what? They said I won't be able to move, won't be able to walk. Hey, y'all know my thing, won't be able to walk in heels. I would just be living this life saying, okay, I can't be beautiful no more in spite of my disability. So that right there, I always want to say, I did have the initial shock, but at the same time, went straight into thank God for my faith. Like, the devil's a lie. This ain't me. Yeah, I look crazy right now in this mirror, but I gotta get back. I gotta get back. I mean, and when I say look crazy, honey, I got photos, and I keep saying one day, I think maybe somewhere I did finally release something. When I say I went from Winnie and looking like this to Winnie and looking like, after they see me, and it was honestly, it was in the initial was like, why the hell y'all let me look like this? And or like, why didn't nobody tell me I look like today, bro? You sick. So it was, so you went through that whole process of, bro, you sick, this is what you're supposed to look like. So, but at the same time, even with me saying that, it took me to the next thought of, because I'm sick, I'm supposed to look like this? No, the hell not. Like,
right.
No,
right.
This is not what we're supposed to look like. Because at the same time, when you look at it, like, that's what a statement comes from. You don't look like what you've been through. I don't want to walk around, if you say I'm sick and look sick, I still want to say, hey, forget all that, because it's another, don't judge a book by its cover. And then on the outside, it's all these things we could throw in to say, if we accept that what we look like, we can stay in that place, or if we accept the negativity around us. So it goes with so many things of playing in our mind to say, you cannot allow certain things to hit your mental state, because that will keep you in a state, that will keep you in a sunken state, basically. Right. So we got to get out of that whole mindset. So saying that to say, Chelsea, so while we're talking about this whole thing of things that may put you in a sucking place or keeping you depressed based off of what people are saying and what's just happening around you, what are things that you do to make sure you stay out of that sucking state?
I have my moments when I get depressed. Sometimes I think about, oh, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that. So lately I just kind of been isolating myself, to be real with everyone. I've been isolating myself, but I am trying to find that one thing that I really enjoy. It is hula hooping, but sometimes I get bored fast, so I have to find something else that could entertain me and keep myself occupied with, but I haven't found that yet. But the thing is, that's why I'm starting a support group, because I feel like I can talk to someone, and I like talking to you all and hearing other people's stories. So I'm interested in that as well. I'm still finding myself. I'm young still. I'm still finding myself, still trying to see what else is out there for me. And I just take it day by day.
Yeah. And you know, Chelsea, like one thing, like I was a grown adult, right? So I was 39. I had my career, I had my family, I had all these things, and I thought I knew who I was. And then my life changed in an instant. And so many things were wiped away. You know, my job, my family changed, all kinds of things. And I had to dig deep and find out, who am I outside of my job? Who am I outside of producing, right? And when you start to, that's when you get to the core essence of who you are. You know, there's a reason you like to hula hoop, whatever that is, and then taking that into different avenues, that enthusiasm, you know. And I see that with you doing this support group. You're like, I'm not feeling great, but you're still encouraging someone else along the way. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
And I'm throwing it out there. So, Betty, I didn't even tell Chelsea that I was going to call you. So after I got off the phone with you, Chelsea, I called Betty. So Betty, my girl, she know, and I'm always spurred the moment that I'll do something and to drop a hat. I said it to Chelsea. Chelsea's like, jump on live tonight. Nobody's ready for that. I said, girl, you ain't got to be ready. We're just going to talk about it. I said,
we stay ready. We stay ready.
See, but I'm so spurred the moment. And so, again, I really wanted to encourage you, Chelsea, being that she said she was going to do the support group, because talking to you, and I know you more, and then it was kind of like, I know, even Chelsea, we haven't talked in a minute, but when I do get on the phone with you, I know I get on your nerve because I'm constantly badgering her about stuff, and she goes, and what about you? How you doing? So that was her way to say, shut up, leave me alone.
That's awesome. I love that.
So, because she was doing it, I was like, yeah, let's get on the call tonight. I said, we don't need anybody. We can just jump on. If anybody's available, they can get on with us. And really, you don't know who else we may encourage. Like, I see Bolique, Bolique was something on here. But Bolique was who Disney, she said she had her stroke at 19. So this right here is just bringing people all together, all the way from all different walks.
Yeah.
together. And that's what your support group is about. So even though it's going to be helping yourself, it's going to be helping people all the way around, even people that are not used to talking or stepping out. Like Chelsea said, what do you do on live? How do you get on live? I don't even go on live. Girl, you ain't got to do nothing. Get on here and just have the conversation, because it's going to help somebody, even if we don't get a lot of attention, or we may not get everything out today. This may encourage somebody that wasn't thinking about, or they were having a depression, just being down about themselves, or locking themselves in the house. They're going to say, you know what? I'm going to step out on faith, like Chelsea and Betty and Tracy stepped out, and I'm going to join Chelsea's support group on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And you're doing this on here.
Well, initially it was Zoom, but I'm not sure if I should do it live or should I do it on Zoom. What's the best?
So the thing is, the only thing with live, you can only allow 4 boxes in here. So it can be that. So it, like, if another person wanted to join, we can have 4 boxes. So Zoom would allow it to open up for multiple people, 20 plus people to get on Zoom. Right. So are you having people sign up ahead of time, or?
Well, I didn't really have anyone sign up. I'm just posting, letting them know that I'm having a support group on Thursday, November 17th via Zoom at 7. And I put a poll on my story, and people were telling me it was 50-50 that they're going to join. So I'm not sure if they really are going to join, but I'm just taking a leap of faith and hoping someone does.
I would say faith to be good. Because, so let's look at it this way. Let's say we'll keep it to Zoom, and make sure you send it to me so I can post it in my story so people could. I'll post the actual link to the Zoom. And then what we could do is for people to join in, because some people may not like the live thing. Just even like, what's live? Some people may not want to actually be on camera talking about some things, and they may feel more comfortable with being in a secluded space to actually join and talk about things. And we can jump on. I know my schedule's busy Thursday, but I try to jump on. Betty will jump in if she's available. And even honestly, even if it's one person on there, it's really going to change somebody's life in a way. My husband keeps texting me. It's okay, but it's so again, she said she's going to do a Zoom support just to help. So any survivors on here, if you're not on here, you know anybody else that's a survivor, and they just want, and you don't always have to be just a stroke survivor.
If you're going through something you want somebody to talk to, you can join it as well. That's why my page is Survival of Many. We survive together mentally, physically, emotionally, just all those all combined together.
And I think that's it.
That's good.
Well, I love that.
You just said that, and she don't even like to speak. You hear how she just said that? She just came out of nowhere with her whole speech. Survival of many. We support each other in all ways. That's excellent, Chelsea. Go ahead, Betty. I'm gonna quit talking.
No, that was great. And what I wanted to say is I have a friend. She's on Phoenix Solistic, and she always joins our calls, and she has not had a stroke, but she said things that we talk about really resonate, because if you've had a life event, right? Maybe you lost somebody, maybe you went through your own illness, maybe you're trying to lose weight, or you have something else going on with you. I know there's like a lot of people with MS and different things, and we people that have MS also deal with kind of the deficits that we deal with the stroke. And so it's like what we're going through, we can touch other people. It doesn't just have to be stroke survivors. If we're trying to survive life, right? And we need community, and we need people who are encouraging. And one thing for me is, when I was really depressed, I had to lean on other people's happiness, and I would just look around to try and see somebody else smiling. And when you feel like you don't have faith, then you lean on my faith, or you lean on Chelsea's faith or Tracy's faith. So, you know, we can uplift each other and be here for each other. So I love what you're doing, and I would love to join and support you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Chelsea, I'm going to throw this out here too, because your favorite thing is hula hooping. Why don't you start a hula hooping group? There's a lot of survivors. I remember, and I'm saying that because I remember after, it was maybe, I would say maybe within 6 months post stroke, my nieces were doing something. They had some type of event. And my sister always, I would say I'm the crazy one. You can ask me to do anything, I'll do it. I'll dance in the middle of somewhere, anywhere. So she goes, they were having a hula hooping contest or something, and she was like, jump in. First of all, 6 months post, and hadn't hula hooped it forever. So I put it on, and next thing I know, I just zoned out and started doing it. But that's just something I just thought about because that's your favorite thing to do. You can
Mm.
start, that could be something as in your support group. Somebody may say, hey, I haven't really gotten back into my exercises and abilities to do things like that. Like that's fun to you. That's your peace of mind. So you can start that with, hey, who wants to learn how to hula hoop? Who wants to join me for a hula hoop session, which is a release of therapy. Like that's your therapy. That's your outlet to go to. So,
Yeah.
and I tell people find ways. So with everything I do, is my motto is make it a lifestyle. So my make it a lifestyle is find ways, make it a lifestyle for you. So my make it a lifestyle, I love fitness. I love going to hit weights, heavy leg day, things like that. Yours is doing hula hoop. Betty's may be something else. So it's great to instill all these things that we love to do on other people to help us get out of our sunken place at any time.
Right. Okay. I will definitely consider that for sure. I mean, I do have videos of me hula hooping on my page right now, but they're old. But I will get back to it, Tracy.
I love it. I love it.
Ain't like that, Chelsea. I know I'll be calling you out. Don't say my name like that.
You sure do.
I can't help it, girl. I can't help it. I told you I'm gonna bother you for the rest of your life. Since I know you, I'm gonna bother you. But so
it's the Capricorn. That's what it is.
It is a Capricorn thing. It is. I'm gonna say that. So, but no, for real, Chelsea, I'm serious. So, Betty, go ahead, Betty.
So I wanted to ask. We're talking about insecurities, right? So when we saw ourselves, how we felt, and then what are we worried about other people thinking of us? Is that something like I don't want them to think this, or I don't want like? Why are we thinking about what other people are thinking about us, right? So like, what is it that we don't want? What are we not wanting here?
What I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like when I'm going out in public and people are giving me weird looks. Like we're all people, we're all humans. We bleed. We both bleed. Like just because I walk a little different, that doesn't make me any less than you, you know?
Right.
Something happened to me. You don't know what happened to me, but don't look at me like that.
Yeah.
I never liked it that. I still don't, but I had to create this, what's the word? I just had to create something like, I don't care what other people got to say about me because they don't know my story, so I'm going to just do what I got to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to create that. I don't care what other people think of me, so.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I've had people say, "Oh, I hope your knee gets better," and I'm like, "It's not a knee injury, you know." And if I wear my brace, they'll think it's carpal tunnel. If I wear both braces, like my leg brace and my arm brace, then they think I got like in a car accident. So there's so many different scenarios that people think in their minds when they see us. And I'll be honest, I didn't understand brain injury and I didn't understand how that affected the body. So when I saw people that looked like me, I thought they were born that way. And that was my own ignorance, not realizing there's a brain injury, that there could have been trauma, a car accident, things like that. Not everybody's born the way they're born, right? Like if we were born, I was able to use all four limbs, and now I live in a different body. So it opens up your eyes to people with disabilities, people who are born with disabilities, also invisible disability, which I think is really a struggle for people, which we have. Like I have a disability you can see, but I also have an invisible disability, and it shows up in different ways, you know what I mean? And it's like, but just really being open to what people are going through. For me, I make eye contact with people and I'll just be like, hi, how are you? You know, and then they're like, how are you? And then sometimes it'll open up a conversation to if they want to know. But I look at it as I'm educating people. I love letting people know about stroke, because the ones that do have the clot, if you get to the hospital quick, you can get the medicine and not have deficits as bad as some of us who don't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
And so I know that like we open up conversation, and I was working with students at Loma Linda University, and one of the professors shared with me something he went through, and it's just like he felt comfortable to share it with me because of what I've been through. And so we sharing our struggles allows other people to share their struggles.
Right.
Yeah.
You said you had a claw. What form of a stroke did you have, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, no, I don't mind. I actually had a bleed. So I have had a cavernous malformation. It's like an AVM, but it's a slow bleed instead of a fast. And then in 2021, I had brain surgery, and they removed the cavernous malformation because it kept bleeding over the
Wow.
years. So
Wow.
yeah, I finally got it removed, and I have left side deficit. I had right side bleeding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a brain aneurysm, and it
Okay.
affected the left side of my body.
Got it. Yeah. And I just, I know people say like, oh, it can be worse, right? But this is really hard,
Yeah.
So everything that I have, I'm thankful for being able to walk, being able to talk, being able to eat, being able to swallow. Like, there's so many things to be thankful for. And God knew, don't take my speech because I have to talk. Like, you know what I mean? So
That was the first thing that came back for me.
that is so beautiful. But you're meant to speak. You're doing this stroke support group. You're able to do that because you're able to speak and be there for people. So yeah, you got talents, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Found your caller. We done put you into.
You sure did. You sure
This is the
did.
call to promote the
Yeah.
stroke support group. I love it.
Thank you.
Of course.
Awesome. Yes, this is awesome indeed. And you know what? 'Cause honestly, Chelsea just disappears. She won't be on social media. Won't be. I think I possibly have not talked to you in about a year.
Yeah, because it's one of those times, like mentally, like you said, we have a visible disability and a invisible.
Yeah.
So mine was invisible. Like, I just went in a stage. I just shut down everyone, not just you, everyone, family. I got moved to my own apartment, and I just focused on myself, found a good job. I won't say nice, but a good job. And just been to myself.
Text me your address, Chelsea. I'm gonna pop up on you. You ain't gonna disappear. She's all the way out in Orlando, I think.
Yeah, I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
That's the final way. I'm gonna pop up on you. You ain't gonna disappear again. But Betty, she sure enough disappeared. I haven't talked to her in a year, and I seen that post and I instantly called her. Like, and the number, thankfully, the number was still the same. I'm like, what the heck you been? She's like, oh, it's you. Yes, it's. And
I love it. I love it. This is great. I'm so thankful we were able to get on. But yeah, this is good. I look forward to your support group and seeing what you do with that. And there's a lot of bright things ahead.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate me. I'm glad I met you.
Thursday
Nice to meet you.
at 8 p.m. Eastern, Chelsea is starting her first support group to support
Yay.
survival of many. Survival
Yes.
of anything. It could be survival of everybody are survivors. Shoot, we all survived the pandemic. So if you want to get on there,
That's right.
if you want
talk about the pandemic, like how did it affect you? Did you lose your job? Like financial, all of that. Just come and talk. Just talk my ears out.
Love it.
Her ears out, because after she had her stroke, the Lord gave her voice back. So she's meant to do this. Okay?
Love it.
Anyway, gonna teach everybody how to. If you're trying to learn how to hula hoop, that's her thing. So she's gonna teach us how to hula hoop on there too.
I can do that too. Yes.
That's it. So she's gonna do it on Zoom in case people don't want to be on live.
Okay.
Us the Zoom link. I'm gonna post it on my story. I'll post it. I'll tag Betty, so we'll both have it on our story, so we can.
It's even on it's in my bio as well. But I will also just like post the passcode and the meeting ID. I'll still do all that so anyone could join.
Isn't there a way to? It's the link in her bio. Okay, yes, she said she'll put it in her bio, but there's a way to, I think, take the passcode off. Well, I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out so we can make sure we can hit the link directly from our bio.
Okay.
Somebody said shoot them the information.
Yeah, I will do that.
Yeah, we'll definitely post the information. So again, before we get off, we're gonna do support. Chelsea's gonna start her first support group of all survivors in form. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard on Zoom. I will post the link in my story as well. Betty will post it. We'll all have the link. And again, for everybody to come together. So everybody come together just to really support for everybody. Oh, so she had a hemorrhagic stroke. So definitely, please join us 7 p.m. Eastern Standard on Zoom. Again, we'll put the link in. And
no, Eastern. You said standard.
Girl.
Eastern Standard Time. Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, good.
All right. Thank you again, Betty.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Betty. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
All right. Okay. All right. See y'all. I'll post this so everybody can see it. That's your show, but I'm going to post it on my page.
Okay. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Have a good night, you all.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.